Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mapes, President and founder of the Aligned Leader Institute, a leadership development and executive coaching organization. Our goal is always the same, and that is to ignite the greatness in your leadership team, in their relationships, and in your entire organization. You're on the executive coaching page. On this page, you're going to find who those ideal candidates might be for a coaching relationship with us. You'll also discover some of the benefits that they can expect to glean as a result of that relationship. But I'd like to share with you just a few things that you won't find on this page. First, people ask, how do you work with others? Well, quite simply, our goal is to first meet with the client, the potential client, and the person who requested the coaching, because they're not always the same. If there is enough comfort there, we move to the next step, and that is to meet with the potential client. The goal there is to build rapport, is to gather a sense of safety, to see if this truly is a real fit. And if it's a fit, then, of course, we identify the issues. After we identify the issues, we make sure that there is buy-in, because without buy-in, there's not coachability, and coachability is key to a successful working coaching relationship. Then, of course, we identify the objectives for the coaching conversations. And generally, that's after we've also met with some other key personnel where it's appropriate, gathered additional information to gain greater clarity, and then the coaching client and one of us get together and we identify those specific objectives. Something else that people ask is, well, what methods do you use? Well, we use a variety of methods depending upon the specific individual being coached, as well as the issues that they're working on. There might be an assessment. There might be a number of assessments. It might be job shadowing. Depending on the situation, it could even be mystery shopping. So it just depends. It's just that we have a lot of tools in our toolbox to work effectively with whatever the situation is. And then, of course, the people want to know, well, how often do you meet? Well, we typically meet with a coaching client either face-to-face or over the phone. Typically, it's over the phone. We meet typically every other week, or we could say twice a month, for 6 months. That's generally the minimum. And I say minimum because we have discovered that it takes at least that amount of time to change behavior and create some new habits. Now, the important thing to remember is that coaching calls are always confidential. Any information that gets shared will get shared specifically from the actual coaching client, not from one of us. It's also important to know that after each coaching call, there will be a documented progress report will be created. So when we're finished, we can look back, and not only can the coaching client, but I can, and if the client decides to share it with the rest of the organization or perhaps their boss, then they can see what the progress has been, what they've done, how they've done it, and the results they've achieved, because results is key. You know, one of the testimonials that I really hold near and dear is this one that I'm going to read to you. This coaching client wrote, "Mary Jane's skill is exceptional. She can take you from someone who lacks essential communication and leadership skills to someone who can lead a corporation. I know because she did it with me." This was a woman who was sent into a floundering organization to turn it around. She did it in 10 months. And of course, along the way, she left a lot of bruised egos and a lot of damage in terms of her own reputation there. But she did turn the organization around. She was expecting to then be sent on to the next organization where she'd do the same thing. Well, it didn't happen. Her company said, no, we want you to stay right there. Well, needless to say, her employee engagement scores were in the dumper, and she needed to do something quickly. So she came to me for executive coaching, and within 9 months, her employee engagement scores had completely turned around. They, in fact, had skyrocketed, and 6 months after that was when she wrote the testimonial that I just shared with you. We have lots of testimonials. So if you or a member of your leadership team is looking to develop or enhance rather a performance issue, if they're looking to repair damaged relationships, if they're looking for spot coaching, if they're simply looking to move up in the organization and need to know what is it that I need to do, who is it that I need to be in order to make that move, then I do hope that you'll consider calling us, the Aligned Leader Institute, at 800-851-2270 and allow us to help bring out the greatness in that leader, in the relationship, and in the entire organization. Thanks for listening.